Hi, Andy here. Welcome back to Moorland Model Railway. It's competition time. Celebrating Scotland. Ooh, this is a nice one. Yeah, it's competition time, so there won't be any trains on this video. Once again, it's all about the diorama for the WWS competition, which is all about being stuck in the mud. So let's have a look at what I've done. So this is it. This is my model. Well, it's not really, because it's got to be A4 size. So this board, this cutting mat is 300 by 220, which is basically A4 size. So that's the size of the model that is here. So what we'll do, we'll just slip the cutting board underneath so that you can see it is the size of A4. No bigger, no less, it says on the competition. So, the remit says it's got to be A4. The competition title is Stuck in the Mud. It's got to have a piston engine, stuck in the mud. It's got to include a fence, and it's got to include mud and grass, and anything else that you want. So, this is my entry. Let's have a closer look at it. So normally I would do this outside, but it's quite windy and blustery outside. We've got a couple of storms coming over. Dudley and Eunice apparently. So I'm doing this inside. And so this is the diorama that I've chosen. Land Rover stuck in the mud, off-roaders, just having a drive in the countryside. And they've got stuck in the mud and they're all trying to get out of it. And there's one guy standing there saying to the other one, "Why did you drive there?" And the other one's scratching his head thinking, "Crikey, I don't know how we've got here." Another one's sitting on the rocks in disgust. Another one's sitting there, shoveling the mud out, trying to dig it out. And the two guys at the front, one's saying to the other, "How long are they going to be so that we can get past on?" So yeah, the theme is stuck in the mud. And that's what we've got at the moment. It is still wet. I'm having to do this a day earlier than I would have normally tried to do it. We did have a few problems getting my materials, and then when they came, it's taken, because it's winter time, it's taken ages for everything to dry. So where the water would normally dry in 24 hours, it says, it's taking at least 48 hours for each water cycle to each water pour to dry. So it's taken a little bit longer than I thought it would have done, but I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. So we've also got a little bit of a water scene next to where the guys are stuck in the mud. Okay, so it's got to have a fence, so there's the fence line, all nice and rusty as they are in the Peak District, especially on these moorlands. Got a bit of a broken gate, there's a crow there and a couple of pigeons, a sign saying no motor vehicles, and that's going up through the track up onto that bridge, so they don't want motor vehicles onto that bridge. So there you go. And that's a little different view of the stream coming down, moorland stream, and the waterfalls that are still a little bit wet, not quite finished yet. So I'm just getting this done just to make sure I get it done in time for the competition. So on the following video, the rest of the video, you'll see how I've put this together. Waterfalls have been made with sealant, translucent sealant, and then a water pour put on top to make the stream, and then on top of that, the thing that's still a little bit damp at the moment in some parts is the WWS clear water model. It's so that you can model the waves and everything. So that's just what's drying. It is supposedly a scene from the winter, obviously, because there's lots of mud. So it's a little bit of a winter scene, and people might say, "Oh, there's no animals on this." Well, it's supposedly a triple SI, and we don't have animals on the moorland here in the winter time. So that's why there's no animals, well, no sheep or cattle. When I say there's no animals, the eagle eye, people might notice there's a little bit of a fox there having a look. And there's even a trout going up the waterfall. Can we zoom in on that trout? So that is a little trout going up the waterfall. And just for Alan at Dragon Junction, there's a couple of pigeons. And that's a nice little view up the stream, so that you can see the flowing water as it's coming down. Okay, so this is the start of the build. The competition, stuck in the mud, I think it's called. And it's got to be no larger than A4, so this is just the basic outline board. And just to prove it, there is one A4 piece of paper, and it fits into the framework absolutely perfectly. That's just a framework that will come off at the end. Alright, so there you go, Sam and Craig and Martin, it is A4. So that's it for this, the February video. I hope you've enjoyed it. There will be trains next time, and I've had a request to show the whole of my layout, giving a great an overall view of everything, where everything is. So that'll be on the March video, but for this, the competition entry, if you're still here with me, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. So it's bye from me, Andy, here at Moorland Model Railway and Scenics.